Hi, I'm Pastor David with Declaration Church. And I don't know about you, but anytime somebody asks me for something, anytime somebody asks to borrow something or they want me to give them something, anytime I'm expected to give something up, I ask the question why. I want to know, why is it that I should give you this thing or lend you this thing? Why should I provide you with this? What's the benefit to me? Why am I needing to give you this thing? Is it going to help me out in any way? Am I going to gain anything from this? Or am I just giving it to you? Are you going to give it back if I lend it to you? Is this something that you're going to provide for me? What are you going to use it for? Is it something you really need? Or is it just something you're asking for because you don't really know what you need and you really don't need this thing that I'm trying to get? My kids ask me for stuff all the time, and that's my first question. Why? Why do you need that? Why do you want that? Hey, Dad, can I have this? Why? Hey, Dad, can I get that? Why? Hey, Dad, can you give me this? Why? I want to know why. And a lot of times, that's the way we operate, isn't it? Because anytime we are expected to give something up, anytime we're expected to be providing something for somebody else, the question is, why? Why do I want to give that up to you? We look at that all across the board. You see it in sports. When anytime there's a trade, as you can see from my shirt, I'm a Denver Broncos fan, and so I'm really excited that they've got Russell Wilson now. They've traded for Russell Wilson. But the question is, what are we giving up? What's the cost going to be? What's the benefit? Are we going to end up benefiting more than we're losing as we give things away? And that's the question that has to get answered. And so people are grading trades all the time. Who won the trade? Who lost the trade? Why would they give up all of that to get this player? Or why would they give up that player for that? Those are the questions, right? We want to know what we're getting out of the deal. What are we getting out of the deal? Are we winning the deal? Is this going to benefit us? Because most of the time, honestly, we tend to think about ourselves first. We're not necessarily into giving away things. We're not really into just sacrificing. It's not really something that we enjoy doing. And yet it's something that Jesus modeled for us. And it's something, honestly, that Jesus said we'd have to do as his followers. When he said that if we want to follow him, we have to give up ourselves, take up our cross daily, and follow him. Those are two difficult things. Giving up ourselves and taking up our cross both indicate sacrifice is required to be a follower of Jesus. And it's something we don't talk about enough in the church today, at least in the West, at least in Western society. And I came across this verse. We're in the season of Lent, and I was reading through Jesus' last week. That's what we're studying as a church at Declaration Church. We're studying the last week of Jesus through the Lent season. And so I came across this verse as Jesus begins his last week on earth prior to the cross. And it's a very familiar story to people who've been in church, been in Bible studies, or been in Sunday school growing up as a kid. It's the triumphal entry. So it's when Jesus rides into Jerusalem, and everybody's celebrating that he's coming into Jerusalem. They're saying, oh, Hosanna, Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. It's a huge thing going on. And before all that takes place, Jesus sends two disciples to go and get a donkey that's never been ridden. And that's where we take this up. In Luke chapter 19, starting in verse 33. Luke 19:33 says, as they were untying the colt, its owners said to them, why are you untying the colt? Why are you untying the colt? Great question. Something we would ask as well if we were in their position. We own this colt. This is an important and valuable asset. And you, someone I don't necessarily even know, are untying it. What are you doing with my colt? And they give the response that Jesus told them in advance to give. They said, the Lord has need of it. The Lord has need of it. And at that point, the owners of the colt let them take it. They let them take it just because they hear that the Lord has need of it. And there are times in our lives where God is going to come to us and he is going to ask us to surrender something. He's going to ask us to give up something. And as followers of Jesus, we really only have one valid response, and that's to respond by giving it away. When God requests something of us, we need to be prepared to surrender that thing. And it's through that surrender that we will benefit and he will be glorified. And ultimately, we don't know that these guys really get anything out of it at all. Jesus probably doesn't send them back with payment or anything like that. I'm sure they get the cult back. But what benefit did they receive? And yet Jesus was glorified because, and they got to be a part of that because they surrendered the colt. They surrendered that donkey to those two people to let them take it because the Lord had need of it. The Lord had need of the colt, so they surrendered it. And I think so often you and I miss out on opportunities to glorify God and to benefit Jesus and the kingdom because we're not willing to just surrender what God has asked us to give. And I, for one, would like to see the kingdom move forward. I'd like to see Jesus' kingdom expand and grow, and the people of this community that I'm a part of benefit from following Jesus. And in order for that to happen, when Jesus asks for something from me, I have to be willing to surrender that. And so I hope today that you'll join me in just being willing to live open-handed and to surrender those things rather than asking why all the time and just needing good reasons and looking for the benefits of my giving up something. Will you join me in just when God asks for something, being willing to give it up regardless of what the benefit might be in this world for you and I, but to give it up simply because the Lord has need of it and the kingdom can move forward and Jesus can be glorified in our sacrifice. Will you join me in that? I hope you will. I hope this video has been challenging to you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you see some real value here. And if you do, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. And then click on the bell as well. So every time we post new content, you get a notification so that you and I can continue to walk together in this journey of just following Jesus, this journey of faith that we're on. I'm so excited that I get to be a part of it with you. And I hope that you'll continue with me. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll see you next time. As always, I'm Pastor David, and I'm out.